Hello and welcome to another Wineword Italy review. Today I'm looking at the first two of 6 wines sent to me by Azienda Vinicola Benanti, which is based in Via Grande in Catania province in Sicily. Now, for over 100 years, the Benanti family has produced wines on the slopes of Etna, a marvellous location, volcanic soils, very differing climates depending on the altitude, and through a thorough study of the soils in the different properties around Etna, which was carried out in 1988 by Dottore Giuseppe Benanti, this, together with careful selection of vine clones and modern vinification techniques, have been combined to enable them to produce wines with both traditional and unique character. The Benanti vineyards are at varying altitudes, as I said, and on different sides of Etna. Now let's give you some idea. Etna is a huge volcano. It covers an enormous area, so from north to south, east to west, the climate, the microclimate is very different. Obviously, depending on altitude, there is a huge change in temperature between nighttime and daytime, and depending on the aspect, a very different exposure to light. In this way, wines produced from the same variety of grapes can have very different characteristics. In fact, the 2 wines I am tasting today, the first one will be this one here, the Rovittello Etna DOC Rosso 2005, and the Serra della Contessa Etna DOC Rosso 2004 are both produced from the same 2 varieties of grapes, and I'm hoping this should illustrate the difference. So here's the first of those 2, as I said, the Benanti Rovittello Etna DOC, this one from the 2005 harvest. The grape varieties used are Nerello Mascalese, which grows as a freestanding bush, a kind of shrub, and it's the main indigenous vine of the Etna region. There's 80% in here. And the other 20% is made up of Nerello Cappuccio, which is also grown as a freestanding bush. So, let's get this open and think a bit about exactly where the vineyard is. These vineyards are in the comune of Castiglione di Sicilia, which is on the north side of Etna, at an altitude of about 750 meters. That's well over 2,000 feet, if we're thinking in old money. There's high rainfall, and the area, because of its altitude, has obviously a great temperature change throughout the day. The vineyards are about 80 years old, and these particular grapes are harvested in mid-October and are vinified with prolonged maceration of the must with the skins to give a really good deep colour. After fermentation, the wine matures in small 225-litre casks for more than a year and is then bottle refined for a minimum of another 8 months. It will last well and benefits from at least 4 to 5 years in the bottle, so I'm rather hoping this is going to be something quite special. So let's get some in the glass and have a look at it. There we are. Let's check that colour out. Look at that. 2005, as I said. So it's been in the bottle a good while. 2006, towards the beginning of 2007 it would have been bottled, so it's been in there at least 4 years, maybe 5. And what have we got? It's a sort of quite a garnety red. It could be the maturity of it. It would have started off as a much more ruby colour, but has now lightened up, although there is still hints of the ruby in there. Okay, and I can already smell it. So let's have a think about the nose. Oh my goodness, that is mouth-watering. I should tell you it's mid-morning. I don't normally drink wine at this time of day, but I have to work this afternoon, so I've got to fit this in. We've got very, very intense, warm scent there. It's kind of vanilla. Also the wood of the barrels is coming through. There's a flowery aspect there too. Quite a sweet flower, maybe jasmine kind of sensation. And at the back there's a kind of licoricey hint as well. So an absolutely marvellous mixture of scents. Okay, so let's get the taste going. Cin-cin. And that's quite tannic, but smooth. You've got the woody taste as well, the vanilla-y taste maintained in there from the smell. And although the alcohol level is 14%, it's not overpowering. I can't taste that particularly as being alcohol-y, although if we look again, you can probably see it rising up the sides of the glass there. It's not a particularly warm day, but nevertheless you've got the arcing of the alcohol there. Like I said, it's not overpowering, but not a wine to glug at this kind of alcohol level. It's something to savour and enjoy. I'm really enjoying the smell. Absolutely marvellous. We've got that vanilla, that licorice, the kind of warm, barrel-y sensations. Well balanced, it's not unpleasant, and there's a very nice aftertaste there. It lasts a long time. So, I'm not going to drink it alone this morning. Ideally, we pop that with some game, possibly, red meat, rich savoury sauces, duck, or a mature cheese. And as it's morning, that's what I'm going for here. I've got some 24-month Grana Padano. It's from the opposite end of Italy, but never mind, let's give it a try. I didn't have any mature Sicilian cheese to do it complete justice. Here's a little taste. And that's delightful, full, quite a salty cheese. Try it with this. And the smoothness balances that out very well. There's no vying for first position there, the cheese or the wine there. They're quite well balanced. So there it is. Very pleasant indeed. First of all then, the Rovittello from Benanti, Etna DOC Rosso. This one, the 2005. Which I will now compare with the other wine I have sitting here. So, let's compare that with the second wine. This is Benanti's Serra della Contessa, Etna DOC Rosso. This particular one is from 2004. The same mix of grapes, as I said, it's 80% Nerello Mascalese, 20% Nerello Cappuccio, but in this case the vineyards are at an altitude of only, well, about 1,500 feet, 500 meters, which is more than 700 feet lower than the vineyards in Castiglione di Sicilia, where the other wine comes from. And these are on the eastern side of Etna, on the slopes, in fact, of Monte Serra, which is the lower volcanic cone, in the comune of Via Grande. Again, it's an area of relatively high rainfall and humidity, with notable temperature changes even within a single day. So being at a lower altitude, the grapes are harvested a bit earlier, at the end of September, and vinified in large oak casks. After fermentation, the wine's transferred into 225-litre barrels, casks, to mature for at least another year, and it's then bottle refined for another further year. So let's have a look at the colour, see what it's about. There it is, and again it's ruby red, verging. There are big suggestions of garnet going on. Okay, and again it's not a young wine, it's been maturing for a while. Again, it's a wine that will last. So let's see what the nose is. Ooh, once again a very intense scent. Even after all that time, and I'm getting wild berries as a first suggestion there. Black cherries, plums, wild raspberries maybe. There's even a sweeter note at the back there. Even peach. There's a beautiful sweet note at the back there. And again, the wood. So that's great sort of oaky wood smell coming through from the barrels. Less of the vanilla this time. There's no vanilla there at all, really. So it's a big fruity surprise, that one. I was expecting something quite similar. But if the taste is as different as the nose, I'm in for a treat. Okay, so Cin-cin, let's give it a taste. Well, that's noticeably verging on the sweeter side, the fruitier side. Still full, still smooth, still got a good long-lasting taste, and there's still a hint of tannins there, but it's not quite so tannic as the other one. Got that black cherry taste. Wow, it's a beauty, guys, it really is. Now that one I could sup, but once again it's quite a heavy wine. It comes in at 14% as the other one did, so sup it in moderation if you must. And again, it would go with similar dishes: mature meat, game, really strong sauces, or mature cheese. So let's see if we can do it justice, because it is a very different taste. The other side of the same mountain, but much lower. The cheese, however, I could happily eat all of that. Anyway, here we go. No, that's not so much a balance as a contrast, because you've got the saltiness of the cheese with the smoothness and the fruity aspect of this particular wine. But nevertheless, a good match. So, pleasantly surprised at the difference in these two wines from the same producer. And there it is, the second of today's two: Benanti, Serra della Contessa, Etna DOC Rosso. This one, the grapes were harvested way back in 2004. Splendid accompaniment to your rich, meaty dish or a mature cheese. I'd like to thank everyone at Benanti, and I look forward to doing some more reviews of the remaining 4 wines which are still sitting in the delivery box. Thanks for watching. Until the next time on Wineword Interview Reviews,